Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 2 review of Series 14. Series 14 is Tough Guy, the regular Tough Guy line. So we will be taking a look, as you just saw, at the newest regular line product, and that is the Peppermint. So let's take a look at the packaging. So you have the good-looking metal lid on a sturdy plastic can. It is one of the newer can designs. It has the deep inset on the back. On the front, although this is their newest product, oddly they have the old Tough Guy because he has the cigarette or cigar, whatever that is, hanging out of his mouth, and there is no spittoon. Something I failed to mention in the last review is that although I did mention that the Tough Guy was slightly raised, that was a new development ever since the newer ones had him holding the spittoon. The older ones with the smoke hanging out of his mouth are flat to the can. So on this can, only the words Tough Guy are raised and the boxed raised rim, which is in silver. The background has the stripe pattern much more pronounced to remind one of, I suppose, the spiral peppermint candies that are basically everywhere at Christmas time. Or if you're like me, of the flag of the Empire of Japan. Moving along, we go to the side. There is branding. Notice how this, you can sort of see it there, side band is all goofed up again. You know, Fat Cut Peppermint. This band is actually worse than the last one. As you can see, it is just barely making a seal in some parts. You have manufacturer's information in the barcode, more branding, and the cut, flavor, and warning label. And a scratch, which I didn't even notice before, that has actually peeled up part of the banding. Yeah, the banding is all folded over on itself. It practically comes off the can right here. Like, I can feel the paper there. It's bubbled up in places. This is one of those things that, you know, the quality control may be slipping, but that may not be all of the problem. The problem may be that they've automated putting the bands on. At one time, I'm sure this company was putting these things on by hand. Maybe they automated before, but they have a new and better machine that can do more product. Who knows? But really, at the end of the day, the difference is that this would have never shipped out like this a couple years ago, and now it does. So the manufacturer's information is basically that this is a product of Ace Moist Snuff Incorporated. Okay? And Ace Moist Snuff is what it used to be called actually on the can until they did a rebranding a number of years ago. Okay, so I had mentioned in the last review that they are of Farmingdale, New York. Now, I looked at, I sort of had an idea that this was the case, but I didn't check it during the review. On the can, it is Ace Moist Snuff Incorporated, P.O. Box 7787, Hicksville, New York. Okay, they are from Farmington, New York. Hicksville is like the next town over, and must have a larger post office. That's all I can say. Anyway, See, this is 100% U.S. tobacco. All right. I'm going to crack into it. I've never had this. The peach is still holding. Okay. For anybody that was wondering about that, I would have reported back earlier had something gone south with that. And this is tough getting through because it's bubbled up so much. Good grief. Okay. Well, the seals on the cans are good, and I believe that's why they changed the can and it has that deeper inset in the bottom. I don't know what they did because I'm not really seeing much of a like rib going around, but there are downward depressions, or no, they're actually sticking up. So that must have something to do with it too. For a little while there, their can lids were basically just like falling off. Like if you cut the band, like last year on a number of them, the orange was one, you could like turn it upside down and the thing would literally fall off. I know that because I tried it with an empty can. It is a very sweet smelling, rich peppermint. And the word to watch there is rich. It's very deep and full, and it doesn't smell like a regular mint, which I find interesting. It's okay. Most mints, with the exception of Skull Spearmint, most mints are basically peppermint. This is even more peppermint, but not like stronger in smell. Like I can smell it from here. It's like they've enriched the actual smell of peppermint. So I'm going to take, I'll show you what the cut looks like. It's a fine cut chew. Remember, this is tax class C. Okay? It's fine cut chewing tobacco. That's why it says chewing tobacco right on the lid. I'm going to have to pause at least to wipe my hands off. And I am back. Okay, I'm impressed. There's one thing with the Tough Guy line. It's the flavors are just you're not going to find anything else like it. Not in something that you can use in a dip fashion anyway. This is impressive. I'm impressed. All mints, with the exception of the Skull products, are basically a peppermint. Until you try this. And then it makes you rethink all those other products. Because this is exactly like one of those peppermint candies. Exactly. It's a fuller, richer peppermint. It's got a cooling sensation actually in the mouth. And there's a mouthfeel with all these Tough Guy products because they have boosted nicotine. So it's a little zingy, but there's a mouthfeel that's cooling. But overall, this is sort of got a warm feel about it. It's a deep, rich, warm peppermint. And quite frank, I'm impressed. I didn't even know this was possible. This is not what I was expecting. I figured they brought it out seasonal and it was heading out the door already quick. Because again, mint is sort of a overexposed flavor in dips. I mean, everybody's got a mint. But this is definitely different. keeping in mind that this is fine cut chewing tobacco. And that is why they artificially boost the nicotine content in these products. Because before they did that, it had basically chewing tobacco levels, nicotine-wise. So, it's got the nicotine now. You don't have to worry about that. You saw my fingers. The stuff is extremely moist. It's very juicy. I've never been a big mint fan. Just not my thing. Wintergreen's definitely not my thing. And mint really isn't either. But I don't see any of the Tough Guy line being something that somebody could dip every day. Although I have run into a number of people that claim they do. But this is definitely interesting. And if you want to run the gauntlet with this company and try this out before it goes, you may want to. This is outside the box far enough that I would say that if you paid $5 for the can and got halfway through it before it started going a little sour, it might be worth it just to see what mint can be. So, as I said, the nicotine's there. The mouthfeel is good. It's nothing registering as unpleasant. It's a little zingy. There's a cooling sensation near the product. But overall, it's sort of a warm, rich peppermint. Spits well, juices up, all that. Nicotine's there. Packaging is nice, you know. This is their newest product, and they got it in their newest version of can. But they have it on an old lid, and the band is touching the bottom here in places. It's just like, what the heck is going on over there? I do hope this one stays good, because I will dip this, because I'm intrigued. Oh, you know what? I know what part of the problem with the band is. They must have a new machine. I got 2 different bands on here. They double banded it. There's a barcode there. And there's barcode there. Oh. Okay, never mind. Man, I thought doing this video earlier would like keep me more on point. Yeah, there's one band and only one barcode. I had the lid cocked sideways. I'm sorry. Anyway, woo! Yeah. Anyway, it's very interesting, and it checks all the boxes in a good way. Hopefully the can will stay good, though. It's an interesting product. It is a product that on paper is well inside the box, but translates in real life to being well outside the box. Okay? So this has been the review of Tough Guy Peppermint. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy. I do want you to keep in mind that supposedly, coming down the grapevine, the Peach of Last Night, and the upcoming Wintergreen are being discontinued, according to sources. So if you were to try these, you may have to move on it soon. I do want to say hello and thank you to Brendan Rogers, that I got a notification for, so thank you. Unpronounceable first name Singh, got a notification, thank you. And a person that popped up in the comment section that I'm pretty sure I had not seen before, Crazy Inc., as in incorporated. Guys, I do thank you. If you know anybody that'd be interested in the content here, please put my name out there. Don't spam any direct links or anything, but if you know anyone. Bunch of other people came in, but that's all the notifications I got. So do check out Berg's Dip Reviews, Whittington Outdoors, Dirty Pat Walsh, Real Talk Studios, Wayside Lee 83, No Bluff Buff and snootsfreak.com, the channel here on YouTube. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.